And we're live. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Andromeda Adventures. We are happy to have you with us. Unfortunately, and we're live. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Andromeda Adventures. We are happy to have you with us. Sorry about that, everyone. Just a small technical snafu. So welcome. Hi. Happy to have everyone here with us. Except we are missing the wonderful Andrew who plays Nova today. Their fixer got a hold of them, and now they're off selling Girl Scout cookies.
Can you imagine that? Picking his family over his gaming friends.
I know.
I know.
The worst offense is he didn't share where to buy them at.
Yeah, we haven't
Right.
gotten cookies.
We could have gotten cookies, and we like cookies, Andrew.
We do. Like,
Right, we
I
haven't
hope
gotten
you see-
cookies. Give me a second to just go beneath my desk for no reason.
Uh,
What?
Nick took all the cookies.
Apparently. There you go, the cookies.
Oh, now
We
we know
also-
how to build the cookies.
Have a small announcement. We're in the process of making a new intro video. We've had some help from our past cast member, James, who helped with that, and Melanie is helping with that. So it's sort of a team collaborative project, and we might have a little bit of a surprise that we're going to incorporate into it. David, why don't you tell us about the project that you've been working on for the stream?
Yes, well, I have some friends of mine who have been helping me make music for the stream. Specifically, it was the idea would be music for Ume, and they've made one song called Quantum Reverie. They go by the name Sunset Dial Tone, and we're planning on incorporating it in our new video, possibly. So stay tuned for that.
All right. And with that, I believe it's time to cue that intro. And we're back. Good evening, my chumbas. This is your host for Neon Noir Blueheart. We are here with the sexy hexes who last week were telling us about quite the bit of a pickle that they were in. Now, as I understand it, all of you were kind of caught off guard by this, but Ume, since you had kind of front row center for a little bit of that, why don't you catch us up on exactly what was going down?
Well, yeah, sure. So we showed up at this apartment, quite a fancy little place, if you do ask me. And there was a whole bunch of bigwigs there. I mean, I didn't. I recognized several of them. Not that I knew much about them. There's Madam Moogie, some slaughterhouse asshole, some other asshole. Really, just a bunch of assholes. And so we showed up, and yep, some forget the guy's name, like Vector, Yomanova, Skovanov, Russian dude, pissed off Bruce before.
Victor Kozlov.
Kozlov, thank you. Yes. Whatever. He was dead. So they basically brought us in to look into like what happened because they quite frankly didn't seem to really trust each other very much. Don't know why. Seems like a very pressing environment. Fixers in Night City. So a bunch of us went upstairs.
You were just sitting there in the middle of just the worst of the worst that Night City's ever seen, right at the turning point when everything changed in Night City. How fucking crazy is that? How did you feel?
Mostly just annoyed. I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. So I was just there for the ride. When everybody else went upstairs, I stuck around a bit, and I kind of like try to like talk to them a bit. I found that they kind of didn't seem to trust each other very much. Um, and I kind of like tried to play off of that, try to get them to like um, kind of like explore like their possible motives, and they basically all confirmed to me that like they all had reason to want this Kozlov guy dead. Although it ended up being a pretty straightforward story pretty soon. Um, Everyone else had gone upstairs. I believe they found like the bullet. I don't know. I wasn't there, but by the time I got up there, they had a bullet. And they found the body. The guy was dead. Apparently, had been shot through a window. Strangely enough, had been like shot in the arm, but died anyway. And then like we figured out it was like a poisoned bullet. And then we realized that like Nova had just been hired by Bruce to make poison bullets, and like things started clicking into place. Didn't like the guy, had gotten us to make poison bullets for her. I thought it was too obvious, but I thought maybe she was being framed. But turns out I was wrong. We later confronted her about it, and yeah, sure enough, yeah, Bruce had ordered the hit.
So this is how it all
We
got started.
Yes, it was. In the investigation, we picked up some guy named Eddie. Was apparently I noticed that he was the last person to call. The last person this guy talked to. And then yeah, and Hex and
No shit. Lucky Eddie was involved in this?
Yeah, apparently he was. Well, shit. Anyway, after they went and looked into some more stuff, we confronted Bruce about it. She tried to lie to us, which Bruce almost never does. And I think she was surprised we even tried to accuse her, but she eventually admitted to it. And so there was the rest of the party, rest of the people left, and that's pretty much where our story continues.
All right. Well, thank you for that update. And we are going to pick up as you guys have all gotten dropped off by the limo. Bruce said she'd stay behind to clean up in Kozlov's apartment, which the council, the whole group of fixers kind of agreed to, that Bruce would handle the cleanup. They obviously don't know what's going on. And you guys were off at Tech World, which is the shop that Bruce has kind of commandeered and been loaning to Nova since the Cherry 5000 job. Sort of punishing Lore a bit for disappearing. As you guys head into the tech shop, up on the higher levels, going through the front door, same middle level where the office area is. All the stress from the evening kind of washing off your back. The heavy night, it's like 3 in the morning at this point, which for an edge runner is still, prime business time / time to wrap up, tail end of your day. You can hear the cars of Night City driving past, see the neon lights shimmering through the windows, what few windows there are. The heavy smog and pollution wafting through the air, the sound of the ventilators in the tech shop whirring. What do you do?
Bard is in the corner setting up. I'm in the corner setting up like a whiteboard or a chalkboard or a murder board. He's just busy, sort of like getting notes ready and like grabbing markers and things, and just busying himself in the background.
Nova goes into the corner and packs and starts to drink. Hex, you're muted.
I noticed this time.
As always.
I'm sorry. I'm still ruminating over what was just revealed to us, so I'm probably chain smoking those strawberry cigarettes, holding my temples.
So what is our job now?
I don't know, but
Well,
We were supposed to find out
this-
who the killer was. We kind of already know.
Yeah, but
we found out who
the
hired
killer
the
wants us
killer.
to stitch somebody else up for it, remember?
Well,
We
also,
don't know who the trigger man is, though.
exactly. We only found out who hired the trigger man. We didn't find out who the actual trigger man is. And I figure we didn't really get much time to discuss in there because we were busy doing other things and we were all sort of trying to keep our heads low but also high while looking at things. So I figure it'd be a really good idea, based on sort of investigatory practices, to share everything that each of us observed or found. And if there's redundancies or disagreements, we can record them here on this board and we can link them together.
Who gave him a Mississippi?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm not high on
It's
it.
that or synth coke. I can't decide.
I'm not high on anything but the puzzle, okay?
Is that what they call it now? Is that the street slang? The puzzle. I haven't heard
Is
that
it?
one.
Is that a new
drug?
one? I'll have to call Cassidy, ask him.
I'm
If you call Cassie and ask for a drug called the puzzle, even if he doesn't have one, he'll give you one.
I just meant I was high on the mystery and the intrigue, and that's also not a street drug.
Not
Sorry.
yet.
We
Well,
know,
maybe-
Bard. We're just giving you shit.
I know.
Sorry. My head is elsewhere, mostly here on the murder board. Well, my head's not literally on the murder board because my head was on the murder board and be tied to it and be bleeding down a lot.
I shared what I knew, which is I think I was on the computer. I give him because I copied it. I got a data chip of all
Yes.
the crap
And
on
you
his
found-
computer.
Didn't you find Fast Eddie's number on that Rolodex?
I did find Fast Eddie's number on the Rolodex.
Speaking of Fast Eddie,
It's
I don't
Lucky
know
Eddie.
if. Oh,
Lucky
Lucky
Eddie.
Eddie.
why is that?
Hey,
think it's me?
he
I don't know this
fast,
guy's
too.
name. It's Eddie something.
Speaking of Lucky Eddie, I don't know if any of y'all had the chance to take a peek upstairs. But in Victor's bedroom. But it sure looked like someone went out of their way to get him to take that phone call and to lure him to that window. So
Bard starts writing down that information. Lucky Eddie number ? Good, you found, because I looked in the bedroom and all I really got was that he makes his bed about as well as I do.
That makes
well,
sense.
his charger was pulled out of the wall and left on the floor. He has a maid, Bard, so of course,
Yeah.
like his bed being unmade, he
You
clearly
mean the
got
one
out
he
of
was
it in a
sleeping
hurry.
with?
Yeah, I didn't.
I still
had-
think she would have probably made the bed.
I have no evidence of that. That's an assumption. We can't afford to make assumptions here, but I do appreciate the input.
And that makes sense, Hex, with what I found, because it looked like his cyber optics were zoomed out or zooming in.
Exactly. I think he was trying to.
Well-
He was.
I'm
ahead.
hoping to be able to access his memory bank. Try and
Oh yeah,
find
you
out.
have his head, don't you? Or his.
I have
Yeah.
parts of him. Bard.
Okay.
It's
Sorry, because I'm like writing, and by the way, the second these pieces of information are given, he's like taking out, like drawing red connections between them, and because Amelia did mention to me that basically the last thing she heard him doing was sort of saying, "I'll kill those bastards. How dare they? I'll like make them pay blah 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 blah," sort of like crime stuff. So maybe like whatever the call was giving him information about something. I don't know why he would have gone to the window. That's something we'd have to investigate further. Okay.
I think
Window.
Eddie lured him to the window.
Yeah. But why? Who was he yelling at? Like, what did Eddie tell him? That's information we
He
don't
was
have.
yelling at Eddie. The maid said that.
Yeah. Well, what I meant was, why was he yelling at Eddie? Right? Like, what did Eddie tell him to make
He
him yell at
said
him?
something about
Conversation.
those bastards
Yeah,
did
that's what.
something, and he was gonna make them pay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what we
that's-
were told, at least from one side of the conversation.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
not the other.
What I was saying is filling in the other side of the conversation might be helpful because you and I were both there when Amelia told us that. But speaking of the window, what I found from the window, as he's like starting to put more, is that the shot was taken from a bit of an upward trajectory, probably from about 600 feet away, a couple of stories down at least.
So across the street.
No, it was 2 city blocks over.
yeah.
I
it
was gonna say,
much
yeah.
further.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
600 meters. I'm sorry, is what it was. Yeah, not 600 feet. That was just me being an
600
American.
feet would still probably be more than cross the street. So that's
Yeah, two blocks away. So a crack shot, basically, right? And it cracked through the window. And Reverend, you helped me with this, but we also sort of like it. Basically, seemed that the blocking force of the window prevented it from going directly into his chest, and went up and through and hit the ceiling, which is where Nova, who is sadly selling Girl Scout cookies now, mentioned that she found the bullet in the ceiling. Or Reverend did.
So to make that kind of shot, you're gonna have cyber eyes.
Or just be a really cracked shot with a scope. But I think that you mentioned, no, Nova mentioned.
That would still be seeing through concrete walls and a glass fish tank.
No, she shot him through the window. It just ricocheted off of the glass fish tank. And
oh, I see.
Yeah. So but by the way, that tells us something.
Well, no, the shot was aimed at his heart, hit the armored window, and deflected.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
It
deflected into his arm
window.
and up his rib cage, and then it went like it. So basically, only, and that's why we know, because Reverend, you found the poison, correct? Like there were traces of poison in his system.
We also
not just
found
any
the bullet.
poison.
Yeah.
20 millimeter and Carrare. So
yes, which we know is Nova's handiwork, right? Which is again why we confronted Bruce in the first place. So we have the information about the caliber of bullet, guesses about skill of the shooter. Hex, I know you talked about it last time, but just for everyone here, just to make sure that we all have the same information and we're operating on the same basis, how difficult would it be to get that kind of a weapon into Night City? Who would you have to have contacts with?
We already know that it's like anybody who's a fixer could do that, and Bruce is already involved, so that wouldn't be.
Okay, so that's not a lead.
No.
Well, it possibly could be if
I
we
think
can.
Eddie is our
find out-
best lead.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
if we can find out more about this killer, like if this isn't their first job, they may have a preference for the kind of weapon they use.
Well, it seems to me that they're a sniper, right? That's a huge leap of logic.
I mean,
Nova
so what?
would tell you guys that the bullet that she modified is not for a standard 20 millimeter rifle. They're called high impact rounds, and are designed to punch through cover. Additionally, the bolt's been modified to be fired from a subsonic rifle.
I wonder what it was
to fire in subsonic, so it would be silenced.
That Bruce kiped from Victor. We know it was weapons, and she snuck something in under.
Wasn't it Rasputin that she stuck some stuff under?
No,
she cut Rasputin out of you said Victor, but out of a.
No, well then you talked over me, actually.
Sorry.
So I said that Victor, he was there to give her shit because she had cut Rasputin. She snuck something in under Rasputin's nose, cut him out of it. That's what I was saying to Bard. But yeah, sorry,
okay,
you did talk over me.
Sorry,
so you didn't hear the end. It's okay.
So, Hex, you're talking about speaking of this Lucky Yeti. I agree. That sounds with you. That why don't we go talk to him
or call him? By the way, though, before we even do that, I would like to do a library search on just any disparate reports sort of matching the kill profile of like sniper single shot in Night City, right? Like probably no murderer found, right? Like a kill without a killer. People like these usually develop a reputation, right? So even though it's not attached to the person, it's attached to the absence of a person. That's kind of what I'm going for, right? Like finding killers without a killer, kills without a killer.
So basically, you're looking for commonalities of MO, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Cold cases.
I'll spend. No, I won't. I'll trust the dice. Watch me fumble.
Oh, don't do it, Nick. Don't do it.
18.
Okay, you're
so
fine.
I didn't fumble.
So there's just too many shootings, and the police don't release a lot of details in Night City for you to pinpoint an MO. If you had access to police files, you might be able to figure something out.
I was just wondering if your little girly friend Rachel couldn't help you out here, Bart.
Okay, well, I want to say, like, I haven't told her yet, but I do think she and I need to not keep doing that anymore because we do kind of drag each other down the drain. But we're still friends, even if that's the case. Also, we do have a history of saying it can't happen anymore, and then it does. But I'm really serious about it this time. Let me send a text to her and say, Rachel.
Kind of like he's addicted to things that are bad for him.
What? What, Edge runners being addicted to things that are bad for them? I don't know what you're talking about.
He looks at Hex
I
and
have
just,
no such problems.
Maybe. I'm trying. I'm gonna send a text to Rachel. Well, actually,
You don't have to break up with her tonight.
No. I was gonna ask about.
I think he's gonna ask her for a favor, which is even better.
Wait, get the favor and then break up?
You think I'd break up with her through text? I mean, we're not actually together, by the way. It's been an ongoing sort of friends with benefits thing, not being together. There's nothing to break up. But, okay, so Frosty, I was about to text her, but apparently Rachel is used to and kind of fond of the late phone calls. So I'm going to call Rachel. Give me a second as I go into the corner.
So you go into the corner, it rings a few times. You hear the phone pick up. Bard, glad to hear from you. It's been a while. You know you're wanted by the police, right? I'm supposed to drag you in?
Well, I thought we had dinner recently to, let you do something about that, but we skipped over that in the stream, so maybe it never happened. If you want to actually do that dinner at some point in time, I thought we had just hand-waved it. We're breaking the fourth wall, people.
Look, if it doesn't happen on camera, it doesn't happen. You know that.
Okay, good to know. Well, then in that case, I would love
meetings.
to actually meet you for dinner soon.
All right, your place. I'll bring the alcohol, you bring the condoms, we'll go over whatever it is you need to talk about.
I thought I was supposed to bring the alcohol. I already bought the 50 Eddie bottle of scotch. You can't take that responsibility now. I paid for it on my sheet.
I'll bring the protection.
Okay, speaking of protecting and serving...
is that what you're calling it?
No, I'm literally talking about your police job. Which is that... So, I'm sure...
You need a favor.
Yeah, but it sounds like... Yeah, okay. Has there been an assassin in the city recently who's never been found, high caliber rifle, cracked shot, because they just killed Victor Kozlov?
What kind of ammunition are you looking at?
20 millimeter high impact. This one was poisoned in particular, but they made it from about 2 blocks away.
What kind of poison, do you know?
Karari.
Fuck. I think I know who you're looking for. I got a few files on them.
So...
I can't get them till the morning. Fine. All right. You grab the donuts, I'll bring the burnt coffee.
Oh, we're meeting in the morning now, too. Okay. Make sure it's from Starbucks. I hear they burn their coffee like the best. It's just terrible. Not an endorsement. Anyone watching? All right, I'll bring donuts. Also, you really need to work on that stereotype, right? That it's donuts. Like any other bad breakfast place you would work, but you're a cop. Break outside of the mold, Rachel. Also, sorry, I'm just really excited by this case. It's good to be back on
I know they go straight to my ass, but you've never complained.
I just start laughing. Well,
look, I'll get you the file. You're gonna owe me one.
Okay, that's fine. That is a. Okay.
And pick your place up a little bit before I show up.
I already picked it up. Actually, you haven't been around to see it, but I cleaned it up a lot. There's even books on the shelves now. I've been buying more back. Still don't have Cat though.
The ones you pawned originally, or just going for whole new copies?
Can it be both?
Well,
I mean, I did realize recently that I had to learn certain things that I never knew before, so I bought a book on physics. Also on driving, because apparently I forgot how to drive.
Chips driving. That's a basic fundamental skill in this city. Have you walked anywhere in Night City? You know what will happen to you?
Yeah, I'll meet people who I think are clients, and then they try and mug me, and then come into my apartment later and steal my cat because I wasn't asked to them. Oh, you were talking.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning as I hang up. Yeah, she has files on this person, and she seemed to know exactly who I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Sounds swimming. And from the sound of what you said, you're getting donuts?
Sounds like you're getting a hell of a lot more than donuts.
I'm. I mean, I don't prostrate my body for favors, so I don't think that's the deal here. And
Bard, I don't judge much.
you kind of actually do judge me all the time. Like it's funny. Oh, you were being sarcastic because you said the opposite of the thing that was the case. Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
the much at the end was the emphasis.
Ah,
I don't judge much.
got it. I was trying to do the iambic.
I didn't do the
much.
pause long enough. It's on me. It's on me.
Yeah, it is on you. You should do better in the future.
I'll try my best, Bard.
Good. It's not enough, but you should try harder. And he looks at Hex and like, but I no, at least as far as I know, no, just donuts and alcohol. That was the agreement. I stick to contracts.
So it always starts with Rachel.
The sound of it always ends with Rachel too.
I mean, you don't. Wow,
Protect and serve.
She's a cop. Isn't that their motto? Does Night City have a different motto that I have forgotten about in the recent years?
No,
Well-
it's just a different interpretation, apparently.
Oh, you go have fun, Bard.
Yeah.
I mean, I will have fun because I'm getting information on the case, which is the most fun I could be having is pursuing leads, delving into investigations, trying to find out the truth that's buried in the lies.
So,
Sorry, by the way, he seems genuine about that, right? That
No,
he's so looking forward to this because he's going to
we
get
all
information.
we all know he's genuine. That makes it even more fun to make fun of him for it.
I know. I just wanted to clarify that he's not being sarcastic about that because I know that my sarcasm can sometimes come across as universal.
No, I think it was clear this time.
Okay.
I got it at least. So yeah. In the meantime, it's late. Do we call it a night and speak to Lucky Eddie in the morning? Do we go and try to catch him tonight?
If
We
we
might
wait,
want to. Oh, go ahead.
if we wait, it will give me and Nova a chance to check on Victor's memories and stuff, see what he has
Yeah.
stored.
Sounds great.
We might even want to see what this lead is that Rachel turns up with before we confront Eddie, because if we push on him too hard, he's gonna possibly go into hiding. Try to
That's
lay
probably-
low.
That's a good idea. Knowing who we're asking about, probably a good idea.
Or you mean Eddie? Okay, I thought you meant the killer for a second, and I was going to say or she because we don't know that.
No,
No,
we
I
were
mean
talking
Eddie.
about Eddie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I just again misheard.
Well, in that case, I'm going to catch the bus home.
All right, Ume, be safe.
Wish me luck.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
We need to
Yes.
get her an attack cat. Like,
Ume,
maybe we
you
need to
want me
get your
just,
cat back and then give it to Ume so she has something to keep her safe at
I don't know.
night.
The slaughterhouse managed to just kidnap his cat. I don't know how vicious this thing's supposed to be.
I mean,
Vicious enough that they decided to keep it.
yeah, I did Ume find slaughterhouse blood in the apartment, which is probably why they took the cat rather than killing it.
You finally met Ironclad Ume. Yeah.
He did
Oh,
mention
yeah, I
my
did.
cat, by the way, which, goddamn, like that boy knows how to add insult to injury.
Well,
I'm gonna get her back.
you know
or-
I'd love to go after Ironclad someday.
Hey, I would love to go after your enemy because it's your enemy, but also because he has my cat. And I
Ume,
don't
if you
want
want
to
to wait,
judge
I
which
can
is more
just call
important.
you a cab.
All right, I'll take a cab. Probably safer.
Yeah, Reverend will call a cab for Ume.
He's such a good father.
Well,
He
somebody has
acts
to
like
look after
he
y'all.
acts like an asshole 99.9% of the time, but
It's almost like he and Bard went to college together and grew up together and know each other really well.
And,
That one-
and went
that
on the
0.1%.
opposite sides.
Or it was a Reverend joke.
No,
He's
I
a
know.
really good father.
oh, I'm sorry, Hex.
Oh, because
I
his
just
name
didn't go
is
there.
Reverend.
I just didn't follow. I just didn't. I'm so sorry. I didn't pick. That was a good one. That's on me. I should have
No,
picked
it
it
was
up.
like the worst dad joke ever. I'm
Um,
sorry.
Well, because there's a joke about a father.
No, because Hex, you know what? I know that we've joked that we're the parents of the group, but I think you've just established that you're the dad. With that joke, at least. Can we call you daddy now?
Oh,
I would rather not.
Bart, I'd be surprised if you don't already.
Oh, oh, okay,
you
okay.
bastard.
I shouldn't
Yes.
have been drinking a fizzy drink.
Can I go home now? Before this gets even
Yes.
more awkward and weird.
Yes, young lady, you have permission to go home, but be
Thank-
home by 3 a.m. Okay, what's Rachel's favorite donut shop? I'm gonna try and stop by there and get a dozen donuts.
Voodoo Donuts. I don't know.
Oh, okay, we're in Portland. Awesome. I'll stop by Voodoo
I'll
Donuts.
I'll
Go
look
to
up the
Denver.
taxi ride from the book and pay that.
Okay. Um, so Ume, you head home, and Bard, you head out to get donuts, and head back to your place. You have to go up into NCU territory to go to the Voodoo Donut Shop. That's
Sure.
that
Yep.
you likes. Are you taking a cab as well?
Does the maglev go there at all?
It does, but you'd have to walk 5 blocks to get to the nearest maglev station.
Then I'm gonna take a cab.
Okay.
Can I hitch a ride on Ume's cab to get to the maglev station, then get to maglev?
If Ume doesn't mind sharing a cab with you,
I don't mind.
For 5 blocks, I mean, that's
Yeah,
not
which
the opposite
whose,
direction though.
whose house are we at? Are we
Wait,
at?
You guys are at Tech
We're
World.
at the workshop. Yeah.
Oh, Tech World. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's like that's actually not far from my place.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
like right
opposite
across the
direction
street.
of the United City University District.
It is. Yeah. I'm east. You're west.
All right, I'll just take a cab.
Okay.
I'm not gonna risk another.
So you guys take a cab. Hex and Reverend. What are the two of you doing?
Hex, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out where is Tech World again.
I believe it's like
It's around-
right here
yeah, it's
on
right
that
around
corner.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
right near. It's right between my place and Cassidy's.
It's across
Uh,
the intersection of Ume's.
We need to mark where like the maglev stuff is.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
right.
I'll have to.
I can-
I'll have to make a. There's a map of the maglev in Night City. I'll have to make that.
Yeah, and I cannot remember off the top of my head.
If you want, I can work on it later.
That would be awesome. Is there a maglev station that's close by, Frosty? Or we're kind of far south,
Yeah,
aren't
there
we?
really isn't a maglev in this part because that's where the combat zone is. The nearest one would
Yeah,
be
we're
about
getting
2,
close to
3
it.
blocks east.
All right. Well, screw it. I guess I will call a cab as well.
And head home.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know if Ume would, or I'm sorry, if Nova would stay at her shop or if she would go back to her apartment. But if she did, I would bring her with me.
Okay. So Reverend.
Reverend's gonna get a heads up in this case.
Okay. So what are you doing?
He's pulling out the head, and he's gonna hook it up.
All right. Make a cybertech check for me.
All right. And for this, I will spend 3 luck.
Okay.
Yeah, make the shitty puns while nobody's around. 22.
Reverend Frankenstein.
21.
22.
22. All right. So you get it hooked up and hook it up to the video monitor.
Raises it through the ceiling.
as you start to play the information, you actually you start to see the recordings kick in, and it's blurry and like the details are damaged. You didn't see any cranial trauma, so you're unsure why the image is damaged. Uh, and it begins to kind of focus and process in as you make your adjustments and get as clear a picture as you can, which is pretty clear. Uh, you hear Victor saying, "This better be fucking important, Eddie. Calling me this late." Yeah, boss, yeah, I'm telling you, it's super important. Look, I know you're the big head honcho around here. Everything's going crazy. Look. I think someone's trying to kill you, okay? They're threatening you. I've been hearing a whole bunch of news. What do you mean someone's trying to kill me? No one would be that stupid. They couldn't even get close to me. Wait. If you're hearing this, how have none of my lieutenants or any of the others heard about it? Word on the street should spread faster than your ears. Look, boss, I don't know, okay? Maybe, I bet you Luther the Shark's in on it, right? You know, that's what I'm hearing. I heard he's playing some big things. He's got some big head honcho assassin coming and everything. Look, I'm telling you, I'm down here on the corner. Look, you can look at me. Look, you just take an eye out for me. And you can see Victor start to walk into his office. And he's like, I'm right by Tokugawa Tower, right? I'm just a few blocks south of you. Now, I hear Assassin's going to try something, and they're probably staying at this place, right? And Luther Shark's been making a whole bunch of bids, and they... Look, I don't know what's going on, but I hear you got to do something. You can see him zooming in to look at Eddie, who's standing at a payphone. Eddie, calm down and tell me what's going on. Okay, boss. Okay, look, some chick paid me a whole bunch of stuff. I'm supposed to talk to you and tell you about this big threat on your life. Those bastards, they'll never get away with this. I'm gonna fucking kill whoever's responsible. You put the word. You find out who's been whispering to this, and you get over him. There's a shot, and you can see the window crack in his vision as you can see kind of the vision distort. And his eyes shift, and blood spray across, and then everything goes fuzzy.
Okay, real quick, from which building would be his that he was in?
Let me put you guys on the map. So, he would be about right here, Building 12, Corporate Plaza Tower.
All right. And
Make
which
a
way did he?
streetwise check. He was looking here.
Over by 17, looks like.
63.
Oh. Streetwise. 21.
So this whole area is a mall. It's in Little China. It's like a whole Asian mall center. Arcades, stores, shopping centers, plazas. But built into the center of it is a large tower called Tokugawa Tower, which was built and constructed by Arasaka and is a Japanese history museum.
Okay.
With also traditional Japanese restaurants and clothing stores inside the tower. And housing for Japanese residents.
And did it seem like where he was looking at Eddie, the shot came from near him or off to one side, if I could tell?
Near him. It actually looked above him. Like,
okay. So that building.
Yeah.
Good to know. And Reverend would be like writing little post-it notes down, sticking them to Bard's board, just kind of in the center, so Bard will notice it. and can put it where they need to go.
Okay. Additionally, as you're watching, it looks like he had a Times Square marquee in his vision range, and he pulled it up, but something encrypted what he was doing.
Okay, so it even encrypted it for his own recording.
Yeah.
Um, would there be any way to try and unencrypt it?
Um, you could try a programming check.
I'm gonna throw one luck on this. 23.
All right. So you do some decrypting and notice he had made a second call that he had encrypted, and he's talking ironclad. I want your boys to go and deal with Lucky Eddie. He's been making some threats. He's on this street corner, and giving him an address. He should be there. And then the shot fired out.
Okay. So he was sending a hit on him as he was talking to him.
Yeah, just for making the potential threat. Kozlov was going to grab him and interrogate him.
Okay. And apparently he trusted
Ironclad.
Ironclad enough to not suspect him right away.
Or it was how the business arrangement would go. You know, he needed a hit squad. He needed goons to go grab someone. Make a psychology check.
Where's Bard when I need him?
5 donuts.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Is psychology a expert skill that needs to be set up? Okay. I'll just call it psyops for now. 15.
15. It's a double play. Because if Ironclad doesn't grab Lucky Eddie and get the information, the real information out of him, then Ironclad's the one who's pulling the hit. If Ironclad does follow through, then Ironclad's innocent.
All right. And since Reverend's going to call those his speculations, he'll write that on a separate note, attaching it to the main one about the call to Ironclad.
Okay. Do you dig any more through the data or try and get more videos or anything?
So I think first, Reverend's just going to back up what he's found so far in case his digging causes some issues.
Okay.
And whether that's quick or not is up to you, but he will keep digging for the night.
Okay. Make a library search check. See if you can sift through how well you can sift through miscellaneous data of what's stored in any of his stuff.
All right. 17.
Unfortunately, you get an X-rated video of him and the maid, probably earlier that night. A couple of bits and pieces of a few business deals. Rasputin apparently called him and was very pissed off and telling him that he should eliminate Bruce for violating the city and take out anyone who's ever worked with her. Rasputin has a very scorched earth kind of attitude and is like,
Yep.
Anyone who's touched Bruce should just be burned to the ground, including Bruce, and made an example of. That you don't go outside Rasputin if you're smuggling. And Victor's kind of in that phone call talking that level heads prevail. You know, starting wars like that never goes well. He's got to, you know, that it didn't work for Russia. It's not going to work for Night City. And sort of
On a
being
Go ahead.
diplomatic and also throwing it back in Rasputin's face that if Bruce could pull this off from under him, he doesn't have as much control over the smuggling ring as he thinks. And he should watch his position in case someone better comes along.
Mm-hmm. All right. Separate note. 4 Hex. All this conversation seems like something she could use.
But that's about all you're able to get.
Okay.
And that takes you until probably a good 11 to noon, right? As you're backing data up and sifting through and trying to piece together bits of data.
Do you mean like 11 to midnight or later?
No, this was like 3 in the morning, so like you're up
Oh.
until
I
like
thought
11.
we got back in the afternoon.
No, you guys were
Okay.
picked up at night and spent the whole night there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ume, you get home, you crash. Hex, you get home, you're crashing. Bard, you meet up with
I'll be right back.
Rachel,
Hmm.
and she shows up at your place, and kind of walks in smoking a cigarette, goes straight for, sets the coffee down and grabs one of the donuts as she sits and kind of crosses her legs across your desk, leaning back in her swimsuit-esque body armor. And then kind of out of a satchel pulls a case file and tosses it to you.
I'll immediately grab it and sort of open it up and just start looking through it. Thank you. How have you been?
Been doing well. Been worried about you.
I've been worried about you too, just generally speaking. Other than worrying about me, how? Oh, I'm awkward. How?
She kind of walks over and just sort of straddles you on the couch, pushing you back a little bit. You always are. Don't worry about it. And kisses you. We can worry about the case later.
As she kisses me, I kiss her back, but I also pull away for a second and just. Have you ever thought that we let each other circle a drain?
Cheaper than a movie and there's free booze.
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you, Frosty.
She kind of looks at you and says, cheaper than a movie and free drinks. What's it matter if we circle the drain? You've been in the shit since what was her name, died?
Cammy.
How long ago was that? A year?
A bit more now. I know.
I lost my partner. Human connection keeps us from going crazy, right?
Yeah, but it. As I put my forehead against hers and like. Does it though? Or does it just let us be crazy?
Is crazy so bad? She kisses down your neck.
I don't know. Maybe.
She kind of sits back, gives you a grimace. What's gotten into you? You don't smell of cigarettes and bourbon.
I really, I know I told you this. I guess you didn't believe me, but I have been sober, at least with respect to the alcohol. Don't know how you don't smell the cigarettes. Is your nose working right? As he like pokes her on the nose.
I said you don't smell like cigarettes and bourbon.
Ah,
And you're smoking a lot less from the smell of it.
a semantic correction. Well, you know me very well.
Don't I?
You do, and I know you very well.
All right. Wait, is this one of those go steady, let's be serious kind of things?
Uh, no. If anything,
Good, because you know I don't do serious.
I know you don't do serious, and you know I do usually. Uh,
You really
and
want
we
to... Never mind.
really want to what? Don't never mind me.
You sounding like you want this to get serious. You want to get serious with a cop? I could be shot any day. You'd just be a wreck again.
No, I don't want to get serious with a cop. That's the point I'm trying to make. But I also think that maybe this, that you and I understand each other really well. We're great as friends, as partners, and as friends with benefits. But if that is letting, if that was letting me keep myself down, or letting you keep yourself down, then maybe we do just work better as friends. You know,
Keeping you down now? This is keeping you down?
no,
Fuck
no,
you.
it's letting me keep myself down. You're not keeping me down.
You know, to a girl, that's the same thing. You never did have a way with words.
No, I didn't. Do you
If
understand?
it
what
wasn't
I'm
for that
trying to
brain
say?
of yours.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I get it. We're off again. That's cool. We really do have to stop doing this anyways, right? Isn't that what we keep telling ourselves?
And that's what I keep telling myself I'm going to stop drinking. I keep telling myself I'm going to get my act together. And we keep telling ourselves we're going to stop doing this. And who knows? Maybe in a couple of days, get right back into the pattern. But for the first time since Cammy, I feel like I've actually taken those steps in a way, tried to make that change. And
You find Jesus, meet a bozo, get a new input.
I did find Jesus. Actually, he's in a grave a ways away in Bethlehem. Um, oh, you weren't. Oh, but I did find out who murdered him. It was an interesting investigation. It was the Romans and Judas. It was a setup.
You're evading the topic. Who is she?
I don't
You
know.
wouldn't be dancing around if it wasn't some new input that you found yourself. You wouldn't
I
be so
haven't-
nervous.
No, I'm nervous because I'm.
If you found religion, you'd be blabbering about it. If you were caught up in a case, you wouldn't shut up about it. And if this was just another run-of-the-mill attempt to pull yourself out of the pit, well, you wouldn't be saying no.
Yeah. It's kind of all. I don't know what it is. I am caught up in a case. I'm caught up in a lifestyle.
Hedge running. You know it's going
Yeah.
to get you killed.
Isn't everything? Being a cop will get you killed. Being a detective will get you killed. We're in Night City. Literally,
Hell,
even
you could join the force. At least that'd be honest work.
I think I have what they call authority issues, and it might not really jive well with the cops. Also, do you really think I would survive long enough with the mouth that I have and my lack of a filter to not just be murdered by the first lieutenant who took me on a case?
Yeah, yeah. You'd get yeah.
Yeah. I think they're like both laughing together, and it's like, look, and I,
Hey,
like I said,
I wish you the best.
well, again, Rachel, you're one of my oldest friends. You always will be.
Likewise.
And even again, even if I'm trying to get away,
Just watch yourself edge running. Don't make me self-defense you.
mm, is that a challenge? Because I might take you up on it.
Now someone really is looking for trouble.
Always, trouble is interesting.
She
Isn't
kind
it?
of leans over, giving you a good view down her cleavage, and gives you a kiss on the forehead.
As she kisses me on the forehead, I look at her and I give her a kiss. Just a, it's we've had a lot. It's not a like I've changed my mind. Let's start making out and then fade to black kiss. It's just it's an acknowledgement of everything they've been through.
She
And
says, "So we're off again. It's no big deal. Enjoy your case file, and you owe me one."
I know, and you ask me for that favor in return whenever you need to. And by the way, if you
Find whoever's behind these killings. Take him out.
there's one thing I'm good at, which is finding out the truth. I'm bad at everything else. Well, I'm good at quoting Shakespeare.
I don't
And I
really
can
care about the truth. Whoever the person behind this killing is, there's been a few of them. I gave you the only police file I could get a hold of, but it's the third one. They're not going to slow down. And we can't have these kind of high-profile killings going on in the city. Makes the police look bad, makes the city look even more dangerous than it is, makes it look like no one's safe.
All right. I mean, I'd say I was doing it for you, but you know that I can't resist a case and that I am a white knight who
I know you're doing
kind
it
of
for
tries to
you.
make things.
This doesn't count as my favor.
I know.
You still owe me one.
I know I do. Meet up for dinner whenever you want to, by the way. I still owe you that dinner. I intend to make good on it.
And I'd be weary of the cops if I were you.
Well, I'm already wary of you, so
Hey, I never saw you. Checked the home, did a wellness check. Apparently you were missing.
oh, what a shame. I guess I've just disappeared. Again, any help you can give with the cops would be appreciated, but I don't want you to stick your neck out for me. I fucked up. I got caught up in a case. I'll figure something out. I'll try to go to Antonius. Maybe he can. I forget his name now. That's Nick blanking. Antonelli. But it might be a late thing, but I'll try. Make it less hard on you. Thank you.
Thanks for the donuts. As she's carrying the box out with her.
Always. As I'll kind of close the door and put my head against the door for a second and just sort of, the game is on. And I look and I start reading through the files.
I pinged it for you.
Okay, excellent.
Should have popped up for you.
Yeah. Anyway, I was also muting stopping talking because I was
Yeah.
a long scene. So, not my turn.
Reverend, around 11, as you're exhausted getting ready for bed, you get a phone call.
All right. I'll answer it.
You pay the phone? Reverend Dick, it's been a while.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Please. Dick.
All right,
I'm
Dick.
doing all right. I saw you made the news. Big moves. Starting to make your way up in this night city. I thought, since it's been so while, no one quite has that spark that you do. We could have lunch.
Oh, what day were you thinking?
What day's good for you? You know, I'd love to take a bite in that mind of yours.
Well, what's the day? Like,
Today is, I believe, Wednesday.
Wednesday, probably. Well, if
It's
Friday
Tuesday.
works
No, it's
for you,
Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. If Thursday works for you, I can make
Thursday?
time for that.
Great. I'll put it on my schedule. It's great to see you moving up in this world. You'll have to tell me all about this crew you're working with. I can't wait.
Will do. And as always, it's thanks to you.
Hey, you know, there are so many people in this world who are just mindless puppets. They just go about walking through their day, mindless puppets. I deal with them all the day long as they just flock to me. And don't get me wrong, I love and look after my flock. They're great. But it's the truly unique ones that have that something special that you just can't find a replacement for, that you gotta nurture and develop and keep a close eye on.
Well, I
And
appreciate the
you've certainly
compliment.
caught my interest, Reverend. You've always had it.
Well, you helped me from a very low point.
See you Thursday, kid.
See you then.
All right. So, Hex and Ume, what are you doing as you guys wake up around noon?
Well, as I crawl up out of bed and my hair's all unkept and my clothes are disheveled, I'm wiping drool off my face. And then I kind of like get up and sort of Shaun of the Dead style stumble to the shower into the bathroom. Um, I give my brother Leon a call to check in, and then after I make sure he's all right, I get dressed, and then I ring up. I guess I'll ring up. I'm assuming it's well past whenever Bard was going to have his date, so I'll ring up Bard.
Okay. Bard, you get a phone call around noon and you still haven't slept. It's just as you're starting to fall asleep. You're muted.
I know. I pick it up. Go for Bard.
Hey, so did you find information? Are we meeting now?
Who is this? I'm kidding. Hello, Ume. I did find information, actually. Got a nice police file. I do think we should gather the crew so I can discuss some of the evidence with it. Off-game question. Did you reveal it to everyone or just me, Frosty?
Just you.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, and I also, no, I'll wait to share that part of it until we're with the entire crew, because
All right.
I feel like you all should be able to make fun of me for it. But yeah, the evidence and that too.
I can promise you I will, whatever it is.
Thank you. I'm glad to
You
know the
can
world is
you
still
can
spinning.
rely on me, Bard.
I always do.
That's what friends are for, right? To
Yeah,
be
yeah.
reliable.
What's that song
consistent.
like? When the night is young, you
And
stand by me, right? Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm not going to sing the entire thing for the sake of our viewers, but
You've got the baritone for it, but yeah.
It's called a bass. Thank you. So, yeah.
I would know. I am a singer, but yeah.
I'm gonna message everyone in the group, text them, and just got police file. Interesting information might help with the case. You are muted, Hex.
Oh, it was nothing. It was something about something in the police report. Never. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, cool. So why don't we? Do we want to meet in Tech World, or do you guys want to come to Uncolored Truth Investigation so that I can keep looking through the file and try and verify things?
We can meet later tonight or soon. Have you gotten to sleep yet?
Oh,
You
right.
had your morning coffee and donuts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Was that? Did you sleep before or did you sleep after?
I got some sleep. I mean, I forgive me if I'm wrong, Frosty. I assume I would have taken at least a nap right before Rachel popped in. Okay. No, I'm just high on the puzzle. But maybe I should actually get some sleep. And I can meet you all at Tech World because we have the murder board there, right? So maybe we can meet there
Sounds
at
good.
6.
I'll go
I
shopping in the meantime.
Excellent. I am gonna. By the way, Frosty, for posterity's sake, but I don't want to have this be a scene. I would like to stop by Big Bo's and pick up a digital recording link for my cyber audio. That's 100 eddies. I can pay for it. Like if that's a thing that I can just do. It's point.
What's the surgery for it?
It's nothing. It's negligible. It's just an addition to the cyber audio. So.
Sure.
Cool.
I'd take a few hours.
That's fine. I'll
It's
sleep
like
for
a complex tattoo that you got to get.
Oh, it's
never
like
gotten a
one.
tattoo.
No. I know. I thought you said it's I thought you said it was a complex tattoo.
No,
and I was like,
it's
how does a
like.
tattoo
It's
record
like.
audio?
It's like getting a
yeah.
really complicated tattoo.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just get that, and then I'll go to the Tech World afterwards. So
Okay. Hex, what are you doing after you
So-
wake up around noon?
Okay, and we're meeting at like 6. I have a bunch of shopping that I want to do, so I know that we're waiting to hear back from Bard's contact and all of that, so I get up in the morning and I probably immediately go shopping. The first thing I have to do is replace my armored leather jacket since
One
it got
second. Okay,
lit on
okay.
fire.
Having some internet connection issues. Okay, we should be good.
Okay. So yeah, replacing my armored leather jacket and shirt, and I'm gonna get an extra black crop top this time. More,
We're not
more.
good. We have disconnected. So
God damn it! Ah!
I'm gonna put us on break, and hopefully it reconnects.